'cause I got nothing to say. Feels like it's coming. Feels like a coming.
So it's been quite a while since I've done a video upload. So one of the main reasons why I have a really hard time doing videos is because I have to have, before I start a project, I have to have it perfectly organized, and there just isn't really a way for me to organize all my thoughts. My life is just scribbles everywhere. It's always been that way, so it will continue to be that way, and I'm sorry. I will somehow figure out a system to organize things. I have a really hard time because there's some thoughts that I have that that are maybe more political, and I'm not sure if they have a place here, you know, and if I did put them out, you know, is that going to affect, you know, my artistry? And then there's other things I have where I'm strictly a poet, you know, and poetry it's a different art form than just regular writing, and the poetry that I do, I don't know if I want it connected with my novel writing. It's very nice to have, I have a pseudonym for my poetry, and it's very nice because you assume anonymity that you don't have when you're putting your name out there. And I feel like my novels kind of need to have my name out there just because I will be able to give them to families and friends. There really wouldn't be, I don't feel like much point for me to have a pseudonym if I'm giving my friend a book and saying, here you go. I don't really care about not having my name out there. With my novels, I just don't. I don't care if people know that it's me, I guess. I don't know, maybe that'll change, probably will. But so I am just going to quickly do a video because I've been really, really thinking about this topic lately, and I guess this channel is going to be for artistic thoughts, some philosophy. I don't claim to be a philosopher or anything like that, but I mean, it's just, you know, things I've thought about and picked up throughout life, I'm debating about whether to do health and wellness stuff on this channel or a different channel. The problem that I have is that when you have too much information, people just don't know what to do with it. You know what I mean? So if you're gonna have one video is a philosophy video and the next video is how to cook a healthy meal, I don't know if that'll work. Maybe that'll be my signature thing. I have no idea. So I apologize, bear with me as I learn how to organize all my various thoughts. I mean, welcome to my brain. It's just kind of a series of, you wake up and oh my gosh, there's so much to do, I don't even know where to start. So anyway, so we're just going to get into this. I have been really thinking about the topic of innocence versus ignorance. And this is something that I'm very passionate about this, because I feel like there's a lot of young people today who, we came out of an era, in America, we came out of an era from the 50s onward. The 50s were a time of it was very idyllic. It was very, it was the mom in the kitchen with the kids, and the dad went off to work, and everything was just so, everything was in its box, everybody, dressed up a lot of the, most of the time, unlike today where people, you just go to Walmart and you know what I'm talking about. People are a little bit more slovenly. Me as well. I have actually been thinking about this because I am a person who, this is for another video, but I really don't like dressing up, or I think I don't put enough effort into my physical appearance because I'm so much in my head a lot of the time that I just feel like, well, my head and my thoughts are the only things that matter. Everything else is nothing. So, which is not true. And I think that can become a little bit of an artistic flaw. You see the crazy writer or crazy painter or whatever, and they're just a mess. They're like, maybe they haven't washed in days, and they, are slaving over their project. And that is me, and I know that, and I know that it's not healthy, but it has happened before. So it's something to work on to gain a balance, because that way, if you gain a balance, your artwork will reflect it and it'll be better. Anyway, so where's it going? So anyway, innocence versus ignorance. So in today's culture, we have taken a complete and total opposite turn, right? We want to be as blatantly, flagrantly not innocent. So you're having everybody's kind of jaded. Everybody's experimenting with, just kind of different ways to be bad. Like, there's a lot of people who, you see it all throughout middle school and in high school, and it continues on through college. I mean, kids start really early in elementary school, and everybody's trying out the dirty words, and everybody's trying out the bad outfits, and everybody's trying to watch the bad stuff. And there is something in human nature that just longs for evil. Like, I don't really know how else to put that. And that part of us has been denied. But if you say that humans are basically good and you deny the existence of internal evil, then you have a very skewed and very shallow version of humanity, because part of our struggle is to overcome our internal evils. And I used to kind of think that, humans are all, like, that humans are pure evil. And that was just kind of my own thought. Like, I didn't really have anybody ever say that to me. I just knew my own, I knew my own intellect, I knew my own soul, I guess, and I was just like, I'm evil. And, I don't know, that was just, it's kind of a dark thought, but, but there are, I believe that you are pretty much evenly split, that you have, a part of you is good and a part of you is evil, parts of you. And it's almost like, two little seeds, and you decide which seed you're going to grow, right? And if you decide to grow the evil seed, and this is kind of a different metaphor, so I'm sorry, but imagine that you are standing on the edge of a cliff. Okay, so you're right here. You're standing on the edge of a cliff, and you look down, and you want the sensation of flying, okay, and you're not able to fly. You're only able to fall. But for a few moments, you will be able to feel like you're flying. And so humanity is basically pushed up against this huge problem where we so desperately want that sensation of flying. We love to be, I always say we like to be fast and hard and dangerous. And we need to be small and slow and careful. We love to be, slow, careful, big, fast, dangerous. That's what it is. We always like to be big and fast and dangerous. And think about it, from the time you're little, there are certain people who are born who are more quiet, reserved. There's always those people. But there's something internally, I believe even in those people, because I was one, you hit a breaking point where you want to just, kind of, it's almost this like internal aggression that it comes out towards other people, or in carelessness and not doing something. There's either action or inaction. So for a lot of times for me, it can be inaction, like not helping somebody, not doing something I'm supposed to do. Some people are more outward action, harsh words, meanness, just for, the fun of it, kind of the standing on somebody's neck type of a thing. And I have that too. I think every human does. But so there's that element to it where we really want this sensation of just like flying. And I think that's kind of where you get even the drug stuff. It's that whole, like, I'm breaking free, I'm soaring, I'm flying, and what you see repeatedly, even physically with taking drugs or alcohol or whatever, is this crash because of gravity. So when people say, like, the fall of humanity, I actually came to kind of think of it as like a literal thing. I was like, oh, it kind of does make sense, like, that we're actually falling. Like, there's not only a physical gravity, but an internal gravity, if that makes sense. We're crashing down, and we love that feeling of right before we fall. We want that, woohoo! And then right before we fall, then we meet our destiny. We hit the pavement. We hit rock bottom, as people say. And then the other thing that you can do is choose to climb. And that's like climbing a mountain or climbing a hill or taking a hike going upwards. It's very difficult. But at the end, you get to see kind of this mountain landscape view at the end, okay? So you basically get two choices. One is you're going to go, running off the edge of the cliff and soar for a moment, or you're going to have this mountain experience where you go all the way up. And then I'll get into this later, but I kind of feel like if you finally get up to the mountaintop, imagine that there's an airplane ready to take you somewhere, okay? and that airplane is a safe place for you to experience the flying part, but you're not just relying on yourself. So should I get into that now? I'll get into that later. I better follow up with that because I always say I'll get on to something but I don't. Anyway, so the innocence versus ignorance. I've really been thinking about this because when you do run off that cliff and you're just, flying, whatever, there's this indulgence and there's this hedonism that comes with just, being bold and flagrant and all this endless pleasure. And there was something that happened a little while ago at the preschool, the preschool that I help out at. And there were these kids, and they would not come in for after playtime on the playground. They would not come inside. They just refused, just flat out refused. And I mean, if you think that people are basically good, just go teach children for a while. It will change your mind. I think that's why human beings are supposed to have children, because it does teach you new things about yourself. So they were just being downright wicked, basically, and they took off all of their clothes. And they were running around. It was just a couple of them, and all the other kids were going like, oh my gosh, what are they doing? They're running around with their clothes on. And these children you could see they felt so liberated, right? And I feel like a lot of times we celebrate that type of liberation, like, look at me, I have no clothes on, that whole thing with adults, and in high school and all that stuff. We celebrate that in our culture. Now we do, where it's like, oh, she's just has no restraints. She's not held back by anything, or oh, look at him, he has no bounds, and it's literally like little kids running out their clothes on, because it's this attitude of, it's kind of animalistic, like defying authority, and it doesn't really get you anywhere at the end of the day. Like, we had to wait for those kids to go inside, and everybody had like lunch. It was all all hullabaloo, and it's kind of the same with adults. There might be this very fun moment where you feel free. But at the end of the day, that kind of freedom, where you're just stripping everything off from yourself, doesn't really get you anywhere. In fact, you're falling down, if that makes sense. So, you have these few moments, these few fleeting, wonderful moments of feeling like fun, and then you're going to crash, and you're going to fall, and then when you're at the bottom, see, innocence, what I'm trying to make the point of is, innocence is like going up, climbing the hill. I didn't really explain that, I'm sorry. So, innocence is like you're climbing up this hill. Innocence is totally different than ignorance, okay? When you are born, you are not innocent of anything. You are ignorant. So you are a blank slate, you have nothing, and you have these two little things inside of you. One is good, one is bad. And depending on your personality, depending on the environment that you're in, one thing or the other is going to kind of grow more. And there's always a little bit of an internal struggle, even if you choose to be good and you choose to be evil, whatever. And we always see that in films and movies and books and yada yada yada. That's the whole hero's journey, struggle, all that stuff. So once you kind of get to the bottom though, and you hit rock bottom, you look up. And you realize, oh my gosh, I would rather be up there than be down here in all this pain. And then that journey of climbing upwards is, excruciatingly painful. But it's also, if you do hit rock bottom, it is it's even more sweet when you get to the top than if you had never fallen in the first place. So you don't appreciate innocence and goodness, which is a choice. Innocence is a choice. If you are ignorant of something, you can't be good or bad. If I'm ignorant about what it means to rob a bank, well, then I can't rob a bank, right? But once I know, like, oh, it's a possibility for me to rob a bank, do I do it or not? Well, if I choose to do it, then I'm guilty, right? But if I choose not to do it, then I'm innocent. Does that make sense? So it's a choice. And I think that a lot of people nowadays just they're in that free fall state, and I'm really hoping that a lot of my generation will kind of wake up to that and realize that after you hit rock bottom, you're looking upwards and you're like, wow, I would rather choose that way. And there are some people who choose to stay at that rock bottom phase, and they'll find little ways to kind of jump further down and further down and further down so they can get that, flying sensation, the flying sensation, the flying sensation. But you're literally just going down further and further and further. And you see this with all kinds of things, with relationships, with drug overdoses, with, overeating. I mean, I'm going to say it like it is. There's a lot of people who overeat. Now, I mean, I've been guilty of that, I'm tired of people justifying it. Anyway, so people can find little ways to keep flying and keep flying and keep flying. But eventually, even if it's on their deathbed, you will hit some kind of rock bottom if you keep going that way. And then there's some people who just kind of choose to, they'll stay low, and they'll like take a jump every once in a while, but they're never going up. They're slowly going down. So, some people are really reckless and free, and they're just woohoo, and then they crash really hard. And then there's other people who are more cautious, and they'll take a little step down, and a little step down, and a little step down, but it's still going down. So, I don't really know if all those metaphors made any sense, but I just felt like I had to get that out for some reason. So, yeah, that was one of my first rants in a while. Aren't you so happy? Okay, so anyway, little report on my book. I finally did, I have a video that I need to post about this, but I finally did finish the idea. Well, I can't even tell you. Let's go. I can't tell you. It's just about my book, and I was like, I had this flash of inspiration, and I was like, yes, I finally understand something. So I'm very excited. I can't start writing it tomorrow until like tomorrow night, and I'm way too tired right now. So anyway, okay. That was it. So thank you for watching, and I hope that there will be more videos to come about this on different subjects and whatnot. But if you have any questions, or if there's a topic that you would like to talk about, please let me know in the comments below. And if you have any, I don't know, critique away. I don't care. All right. So have a good night, guys. Bye.